I speak today on human justice and God's justice. Looking to Isaiah 56, it opens with, "Observe what is right, do what is just. For my salvation is about to come, my justice about to be revealed." Now on the human earth there are laws, and then there are laws. The former are the kind that we all know and theoretically comport ourselves with in everyday and special events. They are societal norms and or laws of humans. The latter are the kind that are inviolable, immutable, laws of nature, laws of physics, laws of science. Violating these laws will have consequences in both this life and whatever comes next for the violator. In other words, these are laws set by God. The speed limit is a law set by humans, but it is not a law. It is not a law of God or science. You could drive at a constant speed of 3 to 5 miles per hour above the speed limit everywhere you go, but you don't. You could drive at 55 miles per hour in a 15 mile per hour zone because it sounds similar, but you don't. You could drive 70 miles per hour on the straightaways, playing hide and go seek with your friends everywhere, but you don't. You don't do any of these things because each one violates the societal norms in which you live, and you'd suffer repercussions from the laws. Also because it endangers the lives of others, so it also violates the inviolable laws, the laws of God. An example: the car in which you are in is in an accident with a school bus, carrying 24 elementary children and 4 adults, plus the school bus driver. The school bus driver loses control of the bus while singing the school bus song. The school bus wheels go round and round, round and round, etc. All aboard the bus are killed except for the driver. You are paralyzed after being in a coma for 23 days. Little attention is paid to you, your grievous injuries, lifetime of pain, and recovery, even though you too are as much a victim of the bus driver's negligence as the passengers of the bus. The difference? The others were true innocents, and they were murdered. You are merely a casualty. People are split on condemning the driver for being the greatest mass murderer in the state's history, and for dying too easily, and escaping the righteous justice of man's and God's laws, by dying before he could be arrested, tried, and convicted for 28 cases of second-degree murder. He died later after the accident. It would not be vehicular homicide, but murder too, for the negligent acts of a depraved mind, as he had been out celebrating his 25th wedding anniversary the night before. So he still had a rather high alcohol content in his body, and he was singing only to stay awake. Charging such a case would be attempting to balance the law of man, nature, and God. For the laws are those things which try to rebalance the hurt of society when someone has been harmed by it. Someone has violated the conscience of the society, and the laws must exist for there to be a society. Laws are based on mutual trust of one another, mutual respect for property rights, and mutual respect for the inviolability of each other's body, property, and mind product. From these come the Code of Hammurabi, the very first set of written laws, in approximately the 14th century before Christ. From these come the commandments. From these come the Constitution of the United States and all the other constitution-like documents that rise from the Constitution. From these come every base of law known to the human race in all of time. But the laws, these are for and by the management of humans, by humans. They have bias inherent because they are written by humans with bias at the time. They are not in relation to God. Despite the oaths in court coming upon a holy book, promising to tell the truth, so help me God. Just once, I'd love there to be a lightning bolt to strike down next to the defendant while testifying as a test warning. See if that testimony doesn't alter immediately after that lightning bolt, and improve at every trial in that courthouse for a while thereafter. That's all it would need. And there is no God in the morgue or on the death scenes where we, the workers on behalf of the dead, start listening to the very last syllables their bodies utter, with trace evidence and within the postmortems. But we, each of us, as team and individually, and on different scenes together, do come together briefly over the body or bodies and vow before God to do everything to the best of our ability with His power and assistance, so that we will bring the perpetrator or perpetrators of these horrible crimes to justice, to the law, to again rebalance society to a zero. Humans for humans. For while St. Paul ends Romans with, "For God delivered all to disobedience, that He might have mercy upon all," we needed to show greater deference to Isaiah, to the call to justice, the call of observing the right and the wrong, but always and everywhere showing honor and deference for those who have chosen to do right, no matter the costs to them. And each doing what is right will, with the assistance of God, find the means to achieve that balance for the rest of society in that one situation every time. May God have mercy. Amen.